Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you wherever you are on the part of the globe. This is TJ reaching you from the Citadel of Wisdom. At Citadel of Wisdom, we bring up discussions and spark up conversation on issues that affects our lives as either as individual or as a society at large. At Citadel of Wisdom, we are committed to sharing quality and factual information for each and every one of us to harness knowledge and improve on our decision making to better our lives and the society in which we live. If you are just joining us on this channel, watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Your subscription is free. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share this video, turn on your notification button, which is the bell icon that you have up there, so that each time we upload new videos, we also get alerted. We want to say today that our conversation surround contemporary issues, which may range from your personal safety and security, finance and personal development, politics and governance. Many may wonder, why are we talking about political issues, particularly as it relates to the situation in Nigeria? Many might question, why are we that concerned? Some may even call it noise making, or they will say we are, they will say we are ranting on the social media. It is important to put this one on record, that the reason why we speak up on political issues is because when a society is run abnormally, abnormality begins the order of the day. A chaotic situation becomes unavoidable. And according to the saying that when peaceful changes are not welcomed, violent changes may become inevitable. We do not want violence. We want peace. We want prosperity. We want development of our society and our people. And that is why we are speaking up on this channel. We are all constantly reminded of the saying that in an unjust society, silence is a crime. And it is important to also remember that adversity is but for a time. At the end of it, we will not only forget the words of our enemies, we will always remember the silence of our friends. And that is why some of us decide to open up and speak up on issues. Not because those in authority doesn't know, but for it to be on record that we also pointed it out at a time like this. Settle down as you join me in the broadcast of today. We shall be looking at the consequence of living in a rigged system. The consequence of living in a rigged system. The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, which I called LIE, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, LIE, is going to be the focus of discussion today. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is a 127.6 kilometer road. It is the oldest expressway in the country called Nigeria. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, otherwise called LIE, was first constructed by the military regime under the administration of Major General Olusegun Obasanjo in 1978. It falls under the Trunk A road, and its maintenance is supposed to be handled 100% by the federal government through its agency called the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA. It is said that for over 3 decades, that road was not maintained at all between 1978 and 2009. The maintenance of that road was nothing to write home about. It is also important to know that the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, being the busiest road, one of the busiest roads in Africa, has an estimated passenger car unit, PCU, of 250,000. It is a road that links Lagos, which happens to be the commercial hub of West Africa, to the rest parts of Nigeria. Either you are going to the south, you are going to the north, or you are going to the eastern part of Nigeria. Lagos-Ibadan Express Road is usually the route you're going to take before you branch off, either at the Shagamu interchange or you branch off at Ibadan. The economic value of Lagos-Ibadan Express Road cannot be underestimated, as it forms the route through which major imports, since other ports in the southern part of Nigeria have been rendered abandoned, but only the Lagos ports are functional. It serves as the route through which major imports are moved from Lagos to other parts of Nigeria. You can imagine the economic value of Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. The reconstruction of was awarded after 3 decades of abandonment. This reconstruction was awarded to Baikotning Construction Company under the administration of President Musa Yar'Adua in 2009. The cost of reconstructing this road, reconstruction, not rehabilitation, it was awarded for reconstruction, and it was awarded to Baikotning at the cost of 112 billion naira, and the completion date that was set was on or before 2014. The cost was to make it an 8-lane highway with 7 overhead bridges, as well as rest areas and recreational facilities. In July 2013, the Jonathan administration cancelled these concession agreements and re-awarded the project. The Jonathan administration had flagged off of this project in July 2013, actually called that reconstruction a complete overhaul. That is, it is to be fully reconstructed, not to resurface it. But what happens? The costs has ballooned from the initial 112 billion to 167 billion. and the completion date, a new completion date, was set to be 2017. Now, this contract was awarded in two sections. Section 1 was from Lagos toll gates, that's where we have the motorway house, to Shagamu interchange. That section was awarded to Julius Berger Construction Company. While the second section from Shagamu interchange through Ogere to Ibadan was awarded to Renoid Construction Company, also known as RCC. As at December 2018, that is a year after the proposed completion date, the Lagos State Federal Controller of Works, Mr. Ademola Kuti, he stated, and I quote, that the cost of Section 1, remember Section 1 is from Motorway House to Shagamu Exchange, awarded to Julius Berger Construction Company. He stated that that section alone, that Section 1, was originally budgeted to be constructed for 70 billion. Out of the 167 billion for the entire project, 70 billion of it was to construct Section 1, which automatically means that the remaining 97 billion was to construct the Section 2, which is from Shagamu Exchange to Ibadan, which is being handled by Renoid Construction Company up to today. In December 2018, like I said, 1 year after the set completion date, the project is nowhere near construction. And the cost of constructing Section 1, according to Mr. Ademola Kuti, had risen from initial 70 billion to 134 billion naira. That's an increase of 52%. And he stated that the reason for these changes were because some things that was not considered in the initial budget, initial plan, came up, and they had to be included to improve on the delivery of the road. That, as it was stated, simply means that if the Section 1 had increased from 70 billion to 134 billion, which translates to 52%, if the same 52% increase is placed on the Section 2, which is from Shagamu Exchange to Ibadan, it means the Section 2 would have equally increased from initial 97 billion to 147 billion conservatively, which will bring the total amount spent on the project as at December 2018 is going to bring the total spent to 281 billion naira. I want us to remember that what we are talking about today is the consequence of living in a system that is rigged. Living in a system that is rigged against the people. Living in a society where leadership does not consider the people as the ultimate reason for power. Today, we can see failed portions coming right behind the construction as it goes on. This is November 2021. The road is still under construction. What a pity. What a country. What a people. It calls for concern from everyone because of the attendant hardship this has brought to the people, upon the people. I happen to have members of my family traveled through the road for a funeral program last weekend on Saturday. And while they were going towards Ibadan, they ended up spending like 4 hours in the traffic going. As if that wasn't enough, returning back on Saturday, because they left on Thursday and returned back on Saturday. Returning back on Saturday, they actually spent 7 hours at toll gate alone. 7 hours on a spot. And while I was having a video conversation with them in that traffic, I observed that officials of government, or the VIPs as they are called, was equally passing through the situation. And what I observed was police officers clearing a road, forcing people, not minding if they will put their tires in the ditch, forcing people off the road to clear ways for their bosses. It is not surprising that that is the kind of system we operate, where some people turn themselves to become crumb eaters and ass lickers, eye service, just to be recognized by their bosses. That is not the issue. The issue is many people were also involved in accidents on that very day. I don't know how many accidents occurred, but I read of 2 that actually occurred. One in which 2 people lost their lives and about 15 people were injured when a truck loaded with onions lost control at a diversion. And I want to believe, what are the safety measures put in place by the construction company, especially at diversions, to minimize accidents, even while they cause a lot of hardship for the people? There was another case of an accident that happened towards Ogiri, and that one resulted, that's particularly at a place called Sapade. I read that caused 15 deaths and about 10 people were equally injured. When an officials of the government falls into such situation, they are quick to clear ways for themselves. And that accounts for a reason why they care less about the people. They don't pay attention to what goes on with the people. When people get involved, they become mere statistics. They become mere numbers, as it was reported. The report says 15 people lost their lives and 10 people were injured. That is the best they can do to the people. But if a victim of an accident happens to be a VIP, as they call them, let's say the person involved is the Honorable Minister Sumanu. Let's just think that the person involved is Honorable Minister Sumanu Egunlawogbo. It's going to be reported as Mr. Subonu Egunlawogbo lost his life in a crash alongside 30 others. So to ordinary person in Nigeria, they have been reduced to statistics, to an ordinary number. And that is sad. In a rigged system, abnormality becomes the order of the day. You can see a news of having 100 people kidnapped, 15 people losing their lives in a crash has become normal in the ears and minds of an average Nigerian, simply because this is what they have to live with. Abnormalities have become normal. People are suffering psychological disorders as a result of weaponized poverty, as a result of neglect from people who are in authority. People are losing their minds. And that's why you even find a victim on the streets trying to explain and try to justify why things are the way they are, and trying to express why they think things cannot change. The system is rigged against them. They are used and they are abandoned. They are rendered powerless, and people think there is no way out of it. The worst is even those who are those crumb eaters and house lickers, those praise singers, because of crumbs that they will get from these oppressors. They will begin to tell you that they are even trying. Let's thank them for the little they are doing. That is a mental health issue. It's a clear evidence of psychological disorder in a society. In a rigged system, things are done the same way. And what is the way? Manipulative ways. And if that continues, you will never get a different result. You can't continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. But what do you do? What is expected of you? You need to begin to think. The revolution that is required has to begin from your head. You need to begin to ask yourself, how have I empowered my oppressors? It's simply through your votes. Nigeria is a place where you hear, oh, this is the best candidate, but it's not in the right party. I don't know what makes the right party. The bandwagons. The choice of who you vote for. If there is even any need for you to vote at all, especially in a rigged system, because even the electoral laws are rigged against you. The Constitution is rigged against you. The electoral laws, they are rigged against you. And every product that comes out of them are rigged against you. So you have to start from a mentally awakening that, look, I'm not going to empower my oppressors. I'm not going to continue to do the same thing and expect a different results. And let me tell you, it is not about who is in office. It's not about who take over. I want to tell you, if you bring the Barack Obama of this world to come and rule Nigeria with the current system that is established, even if you bring the Pope to come and administer a country like Nigeria under the current system, you are going to get the same results. So it's not about the person. The vice president during one of their campaigns in towards the 2015 election was saying, when the righteous is in power, the people rejoice. And he was asking, are you rejoicing now, people?
You and I know that the most important thing is that when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. Let me ask you a question. Are you rejoicing now? Under this government.
It is time for us to begin to think rationally. It is time for us to stop being deceived by our religious affiliation, by our ethnic coloration. It is important for us to begin to use our minds as a people. When the righteous is in power, the people rejoice. I want to put it back to us right now. Are people rejoicing in Nigeria today? The answer will depend on who is answering, or who is giving the answer. If you are a beneficiary of the current system, you might be rejoicing. But I am sure the majority of my viewers, they are not crumb eaters. They are not one of those ass lickers. And each of them are struggling to make a living. That is not the best they can get if the society is right. Have we considered the losses that we have been recording as a result of the failure of that project called Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? The people in authority who keeps making budgets and borrowing money and keeps spending endlessly on that project without the completion date in view, have they asked themselves the question of the consequences of their failures? You can imagine someone who has a medical emergency on Saturday, somebody who is facing a life-threatening situation and was in an ambulance meant to be taken to Lagos, and he gets trapped in that traffic. You can imagine that consequence. Have they imagined how many people lost their lives in the accident and the consequences of that to their families? As those in authority, have they even thought of it? What could be the financial losses due to the man hours that were wasted in that traffic? If you are to conservatively calculate or estimate how many people were affected by that traffic on that day, I know it's a normal thing. It happens from day to day, but I'm only using that Saturday experience as a case study. How many people were trapped in that traffic? A traffic that took 7 hours of their time. So if International Labour Organization standard says a typical work day comprises of 8 hours, and each person wasted 7 hours in that traffic, if you multiply that by the number of people affected by the traffic and use just the minimum wage to multiply it, imagine what that translates to in monetary terms. Have you looked at it? The number of consignments that are time-bound and are meant to be delivered across different parts of the country, and yet they were trapped at toll gate alone for 7 hours. Have you considered those financial losses? Those in authority don't think like this. They don't ask this question. As long as they can continue to make budgets, continue to get cuts from the contracts, begins to live large, fly private jets, attend parties of their children while some other people's children are in captivity in the dens of kidnappers, they don't care. But like I always say, I know you, my viewers, at Citadel of Wisdom are wise people. But I have a duty to come up on this channel and drop a little more wisdom in your cup. Until I see you next time, please keep safe, remain blessed, and have a good day. Bye.